Good Morning Night Vale is brought to you by The Disappearances of Lydia Fontaine, a new independently produced and crowdfunded 10-episode original audio drama. Set in a deceptively familiar world of electronic surveillance and machine-mediated communication, The Disappearances of Lydia Fontaine follows Lydia Ryan and her friends, lovelorn Ethan and wannabe internet sensation Dee, as they struggle to unravel the mystery of her mother's disappearance. Escape the sinister Fontaine family, and survive the feud over her grandfather's supernatural legacy. It weaves bitter family drama and high-stakes intrigue with fantasy and cyberpunk elements to create a surreal mystery about secrets and grudges, old books, big data, and the promise of infinite knowledge. And do not forget the talking birds. It's a full-cast production with original music and a bespoke soundscape presented through a series of found-footage-style surveillance recordings. And it's important to note, this show was made entirely without generative AI. Even the computers are voiced by human actors. Episodes are free, and you can start listening right now with the Season 1 finale due to come out on August 16th. For more information, go to lydiadisappears.com. and find The Disappearances of Lydia Fontaine wherever you get your podcasts and start listening from the beginning.
Insurance isn't one size fits all, and shopping for it shouldn't feel like squeezing into something that just doesn't fit. That's why drivers have enjoyed Progressive's Name Your Price tool for years. With the Name Your Price tool, you tell them what you want to pay, and they show you options that fit your budget. Enough hunting for discounts, trying to calculate rates, and tinkering with coverages. Maybe you're picking out your very first policy, or maybe you're just looking for something that works better for you and your family. Either way, they make it simple to see your options. No guesswork, no surprises. Ready to see how easy and fun shopping for car insurance can be? Visit Progressive.com and give the Name Your Price tool a try. Take the stress out of shopping and find coverage that fits your life, on your terms. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
The wind out of the desert is changing. I feel it, you feel it. A shiver in the midday heat. A crackle in the television broadcast. A shift in your immune system.
It is September and something is different. It is September and the days have gone sinister. From first eyes open to last slow breathing. It is September, and so listeners, dear listeners,
Good Morning Night Vale is proud to introduce the September Monologues. Hi, how Lublin.
And I, Symphony Sanders.
and I'm Meg Bash. And we're here to do a podcast for you called Good Morning Night Vale, where we go back and listen to episodes of Good Morning Night Vale and talk to you about them, among other things. And today we're talking to you about this very special episode entitled The September Monologues.
And the episode description for that is, it is September, and something is different. Let's talk about it, huh?
It sure is different. This is a weird episode.
Totally weird. We haven't had anything like this. I mean, we've had breaks from the traditional format of Welcome to Night Vale a couple of times, but not quite like this. And I can see why a lot of people have said this is one of their favorite episodes, because it is so very interesting. We get to hear from some characters that we know and love. Wait, was this Michelle Wynn's?
I believe this is the premiere of Kate doing this voice, right?
Cool. Yeah, because I feel like, okay, yeah, cool. So hearing Kate Jones for the first time, getting a little bit more insight into the faceless old woman who lives in your house, and then some other guy.
Also, my premiere on the podcast.
Oh, yeah?
You
Wait,
motherfucker.
Really? Was it?
Yeah. This is my
What was
first
your name
appearance.
again?
I mean, I did the live
Hi.
show.
Hello, excuse me, sir?
Hal Lublin?
Is it Hal Lublin?
Hal Luberlin?
I heard it was Hal Loveland.
Yes, that is correct.
Loveland.
Hal loving the land. Hal loving it.
Hal loving it.
He loves the land in a very special way. But yeah, this is the Hal, like they gave you some meaty work to work with there, and you do such a beautiful job with it. You really do.
Thank you.
I was touched listening to it because Steve is a goofy character. Steve is a character that there's like animosity and hate towards. And then he just comes through and gets this beautiful monologue that reveals so much about the other side of the Steve Carlsberg coin that for me, it's like impossible to like not just like love Steve here.
Yeah, you can't unring this bell. I think he started, like, the sentiment against him or around him started to turn during Old Outdoors. And then this, the people who saw that live, and then this came out, and that sort of completed the idea that maybe Cecil's not the most reliable narrator.
But yeah, go ahead, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Oh, well, I was just going to pay you a compliment, Hal.
Yes, I'm here for it.
That I think when you initially see a character or hear from a character that's the main character saying, oh, this guy sucks or whatever, you're like, okay, well, yeah, maybe this guy sucks. But like you've developed this character over this time and really, especially in this, I mean, I've known you and seen you in the live shows, so it was like a different experience getting that development. But this really solidified, you get to hear another side of the story. And you get just like a deeper look into him. And you're like, wow, this guy is a pretty cool guy. Like he's very caring and he knows a lot. And he shouldn't be taken for granted.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'd been playing Steve for around a year when I recorded this, like close to a year. I'd done it enough to like have an idea. He was already kind of heading in the direction, I was going to play him as a nice guy, but this monologue provides the basis, like my core thesis of Steve. If I were to write a report on him or explain him to someone else, this sort of forms the basis of the character for me. This sort of monologue. I think that's the kind of the cool thing about all three of these. I mean, I'm certainly happy and eager to talk more about mine, but I think for all three monologues is you get a much stronger understanding of these characters because most of the time you've only ever heard of any of these, with the exception of the Faceless Old Woman, because she's sort of been doing campaign ads. She's already run for mayor at this point. But you get sort of a better idea of who these characters are because you're just seeing like either a slice of their life, I think, in the case of the Faceless Old Woman and in the case of Michelle Nguyen. But also you learn a lot more about who they are from them. Other than like this person said that, Michelle Nguyen's only been somebody who's spoken of. Steve Carlsberg has only been spoken of. So this is kind of an important piece for these characters to help the audience and I think to help the actors get closer to who these people are because you're getting to hear them unfiltered in a way. And
it's their moment before. It's their it's like reaches into their backstory so that you're like, oh wow, this person is more of a 3D character, a 3D person than just some caricature that you're imagining and that you could put in your head. You're getting a more like a more layered, well-rounded view of them.
Yes.
Yeah. And it gives me the thing of the like, oh, wow, our universe that we know is so small. There's so much more out there. And like, you kind of want, 53 episodes from Michelle's point of view, 53 episodes from Steve's point of view, from the Faceless Old Woman's point of view, from all these different characters because their stories exist, right? So it's like they get brought to life. Their stories get fleshed out. And it's like, I want more. I want more of that. Which is, like now there's a whole Faceless Old Woman novel. So like if you're jonesing for more of Faceless Old Woman and her story, there is like 360 pages of her backstory. And it's incredibly dynamic and riveting and terrible and sad and weird and big. And
I'm so excited to read that book, actually.
I'll send you a galley.
Ooh, please.
I want a galley.
Don't tell anyone I'm sending out galleys, but I'll send you.
We'll never tell anybody. Who would know?
Who could even hear us?
Who could know?
We just do this podcast for us. I love, as I've said a few times, I love book series that have like a big epic story, right?
Yeah.
And the reason that is because I love to get into these people's lives. I love to get into the characters, their motivations, where they're coming from, why they make the decision, why they make the decisions that they make. And with Night Vale, because like you were saying, Meg, we've only gotten like technically like a sliver. We've gotten Cecil's point of view with almost all of this. We haven't been really privy to the backstory and the lives of these people. And when you find out things about them, like what makes Michelle laugh, like her giving that woman like a blank CD.
The blank CDs.
And, telling her it's
blank
Panic at the oh my God. And telling her it's Panic at the Disco, and that tickles her. You're like, oh wow, I see you. I see who you are. And I love it. And it makes you more endeared to these people.
Yeah, they become dimensional, and they're not just like, you know, a person who's quoted in a news story. They have their own story to tell. And then we have like the fourth character in the September Monologues, which is the story of Chad, and like how deeply disturbing the relationship between the Faceless Old Woman and Chad is, and whatever the fuck is going on at Chad's house. Like, it's just
all the changes that he's going through and her trying to deal with it.
Yeah. And the horse figurines, she knows what he does with the horse figurines. I felt seen.
Isn't there a Chad in everybody's life?
Yeah. I think I'm the Chad in my life because I have the horse figurines.
I always say be the Chad you want to see in the world.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's solid advice.
It's my guiding principle in life. Thank you.
Mr. Loveland, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
I had some reactions to the production on this episode. So I was listening to this through my headphones, and I'm like, Cecil's mic sounds terrible. And then Mara's mic also sounds terrible. It's like she like was in desperate need of a pop filter. And Cecil sounds like he's like coming out of a shitty microphone. Yeah. And then the sound design is cool. Like, cause the music is different than what we're used to. Mm-hmm. But I guess because they were just kind of patching together. This was like, you know, before, well, not really before, but this was, you know, 2014. Yeah. I think it was before.
Everybody still had the same mic, the first mics.
Anyway, but I like the sound design. It's not disparition, I don't think. Is it disparition music? That's like singing. When I listened to the credits, I don't remember if I actually listened to the credits and did not listen for that. I don't know if it's disparition music or not. I know that it was edited and produced by Joseph, so I don't know where he got the like weird choral singing from.
I don't know either.
And there's no Night Vale theme in this episode. There's no Welcome to Night Vale. There's no like none of that. It's like almost like it's a different podcast.
Yeah.
But there still is the Cecil through line where he comes in and kind of says like these weird September-y things.
That's what I was saying. It's like the most different episode that we've had. Even when you look at the ones that have broken from the traditional, because there's no children's fun fact science corner or the traffic. There's all sorts of weird prose. It's not like associated with the traffic, you know?
Yeah. And we'll get there, and we'll get there for the weather in a little bit. We'll talk about the weirdness of that. But yeah, so like there's structural things. It's like, it's a completely different structure than has been worked with before. So it feels like this whole new thing. And I love it.
Yeah. And they're all kind of different in tone. Like mine was really, I think I recorded and sent 2 different versions of it. And one of them, I forget the difference between the version that he used and the version that he didn't. But I think it may have been sadder. There may be a sadder take of it because it's a really solemn.
I'm going to dig that up.
Yeah, it's a solemn monologue.
How much do you want to bet he just chose the first?
That's totally possible.
And just like inserted it.
No, he probably listened to both of them. I would endeavor to believe he listened to both of them.
We trust you, Hal. You're great.
Yeah.
I didn't think you doubted that I sent 2 takes. I just can't remember what the difference between them was.
I'm going to see if I can look in your email and ask Joseph to
I'm looking right now.
See if we can dig up the second take. There's in the book, there's a typo. In the script book, they have this as September 1st, 2015, but it is not. It is September 1st, 2014, which was right when we were about to go to Europe to do our first Europe tour. So it's interesting because that's the first time that Kate played Michelle Wynn live on stage. So I think, this was her podcast premiere, which was followed just a couple weeks later by her live show premiere. So that was what was going on there. Also, what I found interesting in the Michelle Wynn bit is there's like the whole bit about the Beach Boys and how the Beach Boys are great. And then like a month later, we met Mary Epworth, who's a huge Mary Epworth, who toured Europe with us as our weather, is a huge Beach Boys fan. So we heard about the Beach Boys pretty constantly after that. And I was like, it's just funny that Michelle, not that Mary Epworth is a music snob, because she's not, but there's a little bit of Michelle in Mary, I think.
Okay, I found the email. I can tell you right now.
Email, listeners.
This is I recorded this August 21st because I sent it the same day. I don't know when he sent me the script because I don't have that, but I sent it, and then he said this is almost certainly the take we'll use, and then they asked for one that was a little bit. They asked for one that was drier and less passionate, and I sent that.
So they said act less.
I sent that on the 27th, but I think they kept the first one, and then that is so that is the history. That is what was emailed.
2014.
Yeah, I love that monologue so much. I love it so much. It is probably the thing people remember the most. If I meet fans and they like Steve Carlsberg, this is the episode they talk about, even now, like 2019 and probably beyond. And it has a fun thing because at some point, I think in the live show, I called him like my stepbrother.
Is your brother outside the law?
Well, it was stepbrother initially, and then in this monologue, they retconned it.
Yeah,
to make it that he
yeah.
didn't know because he wasn't supposed to be his stepbrother. They were supposed to be brothers-in-law.
I think is it in the debate? Is it in the debate where he's his stepbrother?
No, it wasn't in the debate. It must have been. Old Oak Doors. I think it was Old Oak Doors.
Yeah, it was Old Oak Doors.
It was pretty fresh. And then I saw that. I was like, okay, we're retconning that and making it clearer that he just doesn't know what the term is.
Yeah.
To be fair, I mean, brother-in-law's a pretty simple one, but I get confused by like sometimes like family placements, like second and like removed cousins. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, like your second cousin once removed. Like, who is that to you?
Like
would it be inappropriate if you went out with them, you know?
Right.
Is it cool? Is it cool to bang? That's the question.
How many times do you have to be removed before you can put it back in, you know? That's what I'm saying.
So good.
Because like my dad, his sister's son, so his nephew, is he's my second cousin.
No, it's your first cousin if it's your aunt's kid.
Oh, no, there's something else weird about that. Oh, no, what are my... Yeah. So my cousin... What are your cousin's kids to you?
Are those your first cousin once removed?
Yes.
Okay. Because I have a cousin that is the same age as my dad, like about, and he has kids that are like my age. And they're like... But we kept calling each other, like, I called him cousin Carl.
Those are your third cousins.
What are your parents' cousins to you? Are those your second cousins?
Those are your first cousins once removed, I think.
But, okay.
Your parents' siblings' kids are your first cousins.
Yeah. And then your parents' cousins are your
first cousins once removed.
You can't put them back in.
How do you get a second cousin? Oh no, is it your second
Maybe
cousin?
That is
your
a second cousin
kids?
because then their kids are then your third cousins. I don't remember how it works. Maybe first cousin once removed is also a second cousin.
This is the kind of stuff they should be teaching in school. I'm sure they teach it in Mormon school.
Yeah, they're just call them all elder. For goodness sakes,
there's
please.
a lot of genealogy that it's very big in the Mormon community is genealogy. So they probably
wait. What happens if your sister and let's say your brother-in-law, right? Let's say they got divorced. Is he just nothing again, or do you say ex-brother-in-law? Do you say it like that?
I guess
I'd say my sister's ex-husband.
You'd be like James.
Depends on the context.
Yeah,
you're like whatever, Chad.
My great grandma had a stepsister, and someone in my mom's family used to say to her, I don't know if it was her mom or someone when talking about my grandma's stepsister, she would say, "That woman is nothing to you." The woman is nothing to you.
Oh, so good.
Oh, classic.
Anyway, so Steve Carlsberg is definitely something to Cecil, and Cecil is definitely something to Steve Carlsberg.
Yes.
But I like how there is kind of like this vagary. So it's like with Steve where it's like he has some sort of, is it a conspiracy theory, or does he actually, is Steve a conspiracy theorist, or does Steve actually know what's going on in the world? And Cecil is turning a blind eye to it, or is Steve the one in the tinfoil hat? It's like there is that vagary there.
It's totally up to interpretation. If you asked me from my character's point of view, I'd be like, Welcome to Night Vale is about a guy named Steve Carlsberg who is the only one who knows everything going on in the town, and no one will listen to him. Whether that's true or not, and this is something you bring up such a good point. When I was re-listening to it, I was like, oh, this could all be fake. But for me, it's better to always play it as if it's 100% true, no matter what.
Right.
So to him,
yeah,
all that stuff is true. Now, he could be insane, but in a town where everything's so shrouded in secrecy, the idea that he knows exactly who the vague but menacing government agency is. He knows every single detail, who they are, who they report to, who's the final person that sees everything that they're reporting back on. That to me feels real, and it feels like people wouldn't be trying to silence him if he didn't know the truth.
Like when he says, "Don't tell anyone that I've read books," like all that stuff.
Right. Yeah. All this stuff that I don't think it's ever really clear even who he's talking to.
Right.
His is the only one that doesn't seem like it seems like Michelle Wynn's talking to somebody who either works at the store or someone who's at the store. Like, I have no idea who Steve would be telling this to. Like, no idea. Like, I can't conceive unless there's one person who we haven't met yet that would be who he's talking to. But like, it also sort of goes into the why it is that Cecil hates Steve. Like, you get that origin story. I do miss those days. Like, doing the live shows now, I always love doing them. I miss when he hated Steve more.
There's still a little underlying, like, it's annoyance more than
it's more anything. It's definitely more of an annoyance than a hatred.
It's just that conflict was so, like, there's obviously this deep conflict that comes from Janice ultimately. The idea that they're each doing what they think is in her best interest, and each one thinks that the other is wrong. And for Cecil, it's more you're putting her in direct danger. Then he saves Janice. Steve saves Janice, which sort of started turning Cecil the other way. But I wonder if it couldn't have been just a moment of, like, respect. Like, I know you care, but you are going about it all wrong and you have to stop. And Steve being, well, I'm not going to stop because I know too much. And if, I won't allow any child of mine to not be aware of what's going on, because that's more dangerous than anything.
Well, you're not supposed to know anything anyway in Night Vale, so
I know, yeah. All knowledge.
All knowledge is dangerous, and that is repeated throughout. And so, knowing the things that maybe you're going to be treated as not an outcast, but like they're going to try and discredit you, don't you think? As much as possible.
Oh, sure.
To keep the status quo everywhere else.
Yeah, it's like the CIA thing of deny, discredit, whatever the third thing is. Eat snacks.
Doritos,
thank you.
On the point of you wondering who Steve was talking to, here's in my head, I imagine that all of them were doing like, when there's like a behind the music or like a thing where they're like a bio doc or like something like that, and they talk to people about things that are going on. It's just like I feel like in my head it's like that, like every character sits down and the background is like one of those like blank screen type things, and they're just like, oh yeah, this is my little bit. You're like, what do you think about Night Vale? And that was like the question that started out, and then everybody goes from there. That's what happened in my head.
I think I might think it's that he's creating recordings in case he disappears. Like, if he knows something could happen to him, that he's leaving like, for whoever finds this, here's the truth. And if he gave them to Janice and made them for her, that would put her in more danger. So they're maybe just general record. See, in my mind, the Steve Carlsberg book that they'll definitely write at some point is like a spy thriller. Or it's like do you remember the Dale Cooper, the book of his tapes?
From Twin Peaks?
Yeah. Where it's all of his like tapes that he did from when he was a kid through the beginning. Like it takes you right up to the beginning of Twin Peaks. It's called like the tapes, like the Dale Cooper tapes or something like that.
I was never a big Twin Peaks person.
Oh, it's a very good book. It would be a good basis for
despite Cecil's love of it. I think I watched it once when I was sick.
Yeah.
Like in his living room. But no, seriously, I
believe you.
Laying on the couch just like and like just binge watching it.
Little did you know you were in the Welcome to Night Vale $100,000 donor patron awards, where you get to sit on Cecil Baldwin's couch and watch Twin Peaks with him.
That's right.
So most of college then. Well, I think, Hal, maybe you're the conspiracy theorist, but I like it.
Maybe I am. Maybe there's a little Steve in me somewhere.
And you have to find him and kill him.
Give me a scalpel. I will find him. There has to be a little bit of Steve in me.
Hopefully there's a little bit of Steve in all of us.
In all of us. Yeah. Steve is the friend we made along the way. The one friend.
Yes. I just wrote under Steve in my section of my notebook. I just wrote the truth.
Right? It's the truth.
Whatever that means.
There's a lot more information to be had there.
One thing that, going back to the Michelle section, I really loved the I hate myself section.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so good. Where it's like, by that I mean that, and by that I mean that, and by that I mean I hate myself. And it's just,
yes.
I find it to be very true when people are talking about, sometimes they have strong opinions about things. Oh, I have to find it so I can read it. It is, I hate Panic at the Disco. I've never actually heard their music, so I don't really hate them so much as resent them, or rather resent what they stand for, or rather resent what I believe they stand for, or rather resent my perception of other people's projections of what they stand for, or rather myself. I hate myself is what I'm trying to say.
And then the line after that, we have that in common, I think. And I'm like, don't we all? Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I think I'm one of the most self-loving people that there are in this world, but then there's parts of me that I fucking hate.
But I love those parts of you.
Thanks, babe. You make up for the parts that I hate.
I got you.
You complete me.
Yeah. And that's the beauty of friendship.
Up next, we're going to hear from you, fans and friends of the podcast, about your theories, comments, and questions. But first, a conversation about this episode's weather, or at least the sliver of it that we heard, which is Postcard from 1952 by Explosions in the Sky. We didn't really touch on this, but I do love the fact that you only get a sliver of weather, and that it was the story of Steve and oh my gosh, I can't remember my wife's name, but
Abby.
Yes, Abby. Thank you. It's Steve.
We don't
and
learn
Abby's
it till
wedding.
way late.
Yeah,
we learned it later. But Steve and Abby's wedding, and that when he says it, they had to wait for the music to stop.
Yeah.
That does kind of fill in some stuff that we were talking about earlier, of like when he throws to the weather, music just starts playing.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go.
There we go. We solved that. And it's by Explosions in the Sky, which is Joseph Fink is a big fan of that band. I actually don't know if like rights were secured. I mean, it's definitely a small enough amount that it's within fair use.
Right.
So I'm guessing that maybe rights weren't secured. I don't know. I guess I could have asked Joseph, but I didn't. So I guess we get to make up what happened there.
Yeah, what really happened? Tell us, Meg.
Yeah, but I think what happened is that Joseph wrote them a letter, like with a quill pen on a parchment, and he put it in a bottle.
An actual letter.
Yeah, and then he put it in a bottle, with a cork stopper, and he threw it into the Puget Sound. And then 6 weeks later, a falcon returned to his home and dropped a fistful of sand. And from that, he knew that he had permission to use these 6 seconds of music.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
Isn't it anything under 20 seconds?
Yeah, I'm not sure what the fair use is.
I don't know either.
Well, I'll just tell you what. When I try and use certain songs on my Instagram, if it's longer than 20 seconds, they get pissed off.
Yeah, don't even get me started about the ASCAP and the BMI.
BM.
It's money. Did you know that car dealerships and like shopping malls have to register with BMI because they play music in them?
Yes.
And gyms and stuff? Yeah.
I knew that because every gym that I work at, you have to do it because you're playing music out loud. Also, that covers our classes, which is insane. Because, I mean, otherwise you'd have to use random ass unlicensed music.
You'd have to use just stuff that's in the public domain, which is just like what? Like
fucking Christmas songs.
Yeah. The birthday song now.
Oh, can you imagine how hard that would be to work out to that shit? Oh my God.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
And like Beethoven.
Happy birthday. Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, dun.
Actually would be a good spinning song.
You know, I was born to Beethoven's ninth.
Oh.
And that's why my name's Symphony.
No.
I came
Is that
out.
a lie?
No, it's a total truth.
It's nice that it didn't ruin that song for your mom, you know?
I came out crying in rhythm with the music. And my dad was like, it sounds like a symphony. And my mom was like, that's it. That's her name. Because otherwise my name would have been like Scarlet.
Yeah. At least he wasn't like, that sounds like a bus crash. Yeah.
That's her name. Bus Crash Sanders.
Bus
Crash Nicole Sanders.
If only.
Should we jump head first into the zone?
I think we should go into the zone.
Let's do it. We're in the zone. The FanZone.
Get in the zone. FanZone. That's unlicensed.
1-800-877 FanZone.
Guys, feel free to use this music for your workouts. Your workout classes that you teach, our original FanZone theme. I want it to be known that we're entering it into the public domain.
I'm not getting paid yet, but I need cash now. 1-800-877 FanZone.
Stay right there. Good Morning Night Vale will return after a brief break.
This episode is brought to you by Accenture. When your advertising operations fall out of sync, everything else follows. Spotify and Accenture are working together to reinvent the rhythm of ad sales, using automation, analytics, and smarter workflows to simplify campaign delivery and access better data across the business. The result? Less time spent on operations, more time connecting brands with the moments and fandoms that matter most. Learn more at accenture.com/Spotify.
Hannah writes, hi, Good Morning Night Vale crew. Hope you're all doing well. Me too. You know what? There have been better days, but hey, there have been worse days. And soon I'll be eating soup. I'm almost dead.
That's going to make your day worse.
The saddest
Episode 53. The saddest food. The saddest food. Episode 53, aka the September Monologues, is one of my all-time favorite episodes, along with the April Monologues and Water Failure. It's a really interesting episode that I re-listened to a lot. I enjoy the change of pace from the surrounding episodes and the unique format the monologues are presented in. Despite my love for Cecil, having an episode told from another character's perspective feels like a breath of fresh air, and having it be told by some of my favorite characters, Steve, makes it even better. Keep up the great work, from Hannah. Well, thank you, Hannah. Hey, Hannah would have been my name if I had been born female.
Oh,
that's true.
That's nice.
That's true. It would have been named after my paternal grandmother who had passed away when my father was young. So that would have been, but I'm named for her. She was Hannah Sarah Lublin and I'm Hal Scott Lublin. So I'm still named
the same
for her.
initials.
That's nice.
That's right. That's how we do it. That's how we Jews get down. But yeah, thank you. I'm glad you enjoy it so much. It is my favorite episode so far too.
Yeah, I really like this episode a lot.
Next up in the Calzone, we have Sam. Sam writes, hey guys, this is Sam. Hey Sam. Last year, I got serious about losing weight and getting in shape. and started checking out a bunch of podcasts to listen to while I worked out. As it happens, Night Vale is a terrible listening choice while you're at the gym. It's generally a bad idea to burst out laughing in the middle of a bench press, but I fell in love with it anyway. I wound up losing 90 pounds last year. Congratulations,
Wow.
Sam.
Great job.
But still managed to get caught up on the show. Anyway, some fan zones for you guys. So wait, Mara Wilson said she delivered her lines like she was talking to some guy named Chad. And that's why the writers wrote Chad into the September monologues. But Chad was already a character. He was the intern in episode 3 that was killed off. It was actually a huge lore bomb when we found out he was alive in the Good Boy saga, even though eagle-eared listeners could have picked it up on the September monologues if they remembered the random intern's name in station management. Is it just an incredible coincidence that Mara picked the name of the guy who was presumed dead in universe? Do you think the writers would have brought him back without her or given him such a crucial role in the Good Boy saga? Also, do you think that your recap show is having an impact on the way Joseph and Jeffrey are writing new episodes? It just seems to me that ever since you started Good Morning, they're picking up abandoned plot threads from early episodes with greater frequency, like Telly. The weather is becoming more thematically relevant to the episode in appears in like I Wish I Was Dead and in other small touches that I can't quite put my finger on. Sam? I don't know. But I know that at least Jeffrey listens to our show, right?
Joseph listens to it too.
Does he really?
Yeah, he was listening to it the other day. Yeah.
Hi, guys.
Well, I don't know, but I because I haven't listened to any of the new episodes because I don't want to spoil it for myself.
Yeah,
I just
no
listened
spoilers.
to Cat Show. It was so good.
God damn it.
I would say you can listen to one out of order. You listen to the Cat Show one if you want to.
Okay, I love cat shows.
Is there any truth to this, Meg?
What the Chad thing? Okay, so Mara said that she had always imagined that she was delivering her lines to a guy named Chad. I think was a coincidence that in episode 3, when a guy named Chad is killed off, I think Mara just had imagined it outside of it. So I think it is a coincidence that she was going to Chad. And then I know that Joseph and Jeffrey did draw inspiration after hearing Mara say that for this. I don't know if that's. I mean, I think that Joseph and Jeffrey find inspiration where they find it, and they pick up stories that they want to tell and pull plot lines through that they want to pull through. And these dudes write a lot of stuff. So they're at this point in the game, they've written, over 150 episodes of this show, 3 novels, and their other podcasts as well. So they're looking for inspiration and ideas wherever they can find it. So if going back to things that they have written before and being like, oh, I can use something from this, or I find this inspirational, is something that they are definitely doing, is looking back on the existing canon that they've created and pulling off of that. So I don't think it's our chat show that's encouraging them. Other than I think what's encouraging them is that they have written a lot already and they have a whole lot more to write. So they're just, they're continuing to tell the story.
Even though we are very inspiring muse-like people.
Yes.
So chicken and egg, really.
Listen, if it's working, you'll know if it's working when the Steve Carlsberg book comes out.
Yeah, when book 4 is the Steve Carlsberg book.
And it's a spy thriller.
Mm-hmm.
Spy novel. Right, guys? Right, boys? Right, boys? Right, boys?
I'm here for it.
Yeah, we're all here for it. I'll happily record that audiobook is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'll happily record anything because I don't do anything else.
I'll happily record the sound of me screaming. That's all. All right. Finally, we have a voicemail from Wes, and this is what that voicemail sounds like.
Hi, my name is Wes, and I just want to say I love listening to Good Morning Night Vale. It's been great. I really love all the behind-the-scenes stuff. All 3 of you are awesome. I also want to give a very specific shout-out to Hal. I want to let you know that Steve Carlsberg is my favorite. I love September Monologues. I sometimes go to tears thinking about the lines and the circles in the sky, and the way you delivered that monologue was just beautiful. I love it. Love it so much. Anyway, all 3 of you are great, especially Hal/Steve. Love you all. Bye.
Thank you so much, Wes. You're a wonderful person. Thank you so much for calling into us. And I also found it very touching in the monologue when he's talking about the lines and the circles in the sky. And I think that it was Hal, I commend you on a beautiful delivery of a wonderful monologue.
You a talented boy.
Thanks. Yeah, I will say that I think Steve is ultimately a very sad person deep down because of the things he sees that nobody else can see.
Yeah.
I like, he's always sad. Like, it's very easy for him to go sad or go dark because of that. And that the happiness is something that he's working towards and trying at, as far as I'm concerned. So, and this monologue again that is the impetus for all of it. Is, look, if a character knows this stuff and has all these like, there's a lot of burden. It's a sad monologue. So I'm touched that something in my performance moved you. Means a lot. And the text is all, like, the writing is brilliant, so it made it a lot easier for me to work with it.
Great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, FanZoners, and thank you so much, audience as a whole. Thank you so much for listening to our show. Next episode will be A Carnival Comes to Town, and I'd like to take this moment to wish a very happy birthday to Hal Lublin.
Whoop!
Oh, thank you.
Whose birthday it is when this episode is airing in your little earbuds. So celebrate Hal any way you can today. There's lots of great ways to celebrate Hal. You can listen to one of the several hundred podcasts that he's on.
Yeah.
You can donate to our Patreon. You could donate and subscribe to his other podcasts and efforts and endeavors.
Yeah. You can book me on Cameo.
You can book him on Cameo. You can eat a cheesesteak. You can eat a tasty cake. You can
go to a diner.
You can go see a movie. You can
go to see a Marvel movie.
Go see a Marvel movie.
Or a Star Wars.
I always like to think of what, like, it's always interesting to hear what are distinguishing things about me.
Cheesesteaks and movies.
Go to a Disney.
Go to the Disneyland.
Yeah, go to a Disney. Watch everything on Disney Plus.
Yeah, watch a sport. Watch the Sixers.
Yeah.
The Eagles.
Eagles. Yeah, the Eagles are probably, yeah.
Or just talk with Hoagie Mouth.
Talk with a Hoagie Mouth. Hoagie Mouth.
Yeah, talk with Hoagie Mouth for Hal's birthday. Send me a bunch of Hoagie Mouth birthday messages. Appreciate that. Thank you.
Good morning. Not there. Didn't do it. Hang on. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning,
Night Vale.
Good morning. Good Morning Night Vale is a Night Vale Presents production. It is hosted by Symphony Sanders, Hal Lublin, and Meg Bashwiner. It is edited by Grant Stewart. It is mixed by Vincent Cacchione. It is produced by Meg Bashwiner. Theme music by Disparition. Special thanks to our fans who submitted their thoughts this week. Leave us a voicemail at 929-277-2050 or email us at info@goodmorningnightVale.com to share your theories and ask questions, or to send us a picture of you celebrating Hal Lublin Day in your community. This show is powered by our patrons like Laura Ramos, Aidan Defany, James Lee, Kathleen Sweet, and Lindsay Schneider. If you're interested in supporting this show in exchange for a momentary feeling of hope in an otherwise numb existence, check us out at patreon.com/goodmorningnightVale. For more info on this show, go to goodmorningnightVale.com and follow us on Facebook and on Twitter at Night Vale Chat. Special thanks to Christy Gressman, Jeffrey Craner, Joseph Fink, and Adam Cecil. Today's adverb is properly. We properly entered 2020 by first getting really excited and empowered by the hope of a new decade, then immediately disappointed when we realized we were just the same us on our same burning war-torn planet. Happy New Year. I love you.